Peace, love, and light, beloveds. Let's try this again for the 5th time because I've had to come in the house, stop videos, neighbors having things delivered, but that's the Blu-ray way. Gotta make it hard for us, right? So, speaking of the Blu-ray, that's actually the download I woke up with. How about a revised list of the traits and personalize them from a Blu-ray to maybe help you activate or come back online as a Blu-ray? Or maybe you know somebody that's a Blu-ray that doesn't know, and they've been suffering their entire lives, and I can just give a few little like keys, gifts that can get them right up out of there. Now, right out the bat, the first thing is you feel like you have this mission. You are deeply devoted to a mission, right? And you might not even know what it is. You just know you have a mission. And the Blu-ray uses that word, mission. This is my mission. Okay, it's not my purpose, it's my mission. And our mission is to restore balance, okay, any way we can. Peacemakers, bridge gappers, anyway. But we use the alchemical way, you know that. We want to awaken consciousness, get people thinking again. We don't care what you're even thinking, as long as you're thinking. Most people think they're thinking when they're stuck in cognitive dissonance and they're having the same thoughts over and over and over. Global healing. We are one. The law of becoming one. We do this through the deepest, darkest aspects of this three-dimensional reality, okay? We are often mistaken for indigos, and the indigo was here is here, a little bit younger. The Blu-rays, I have met Blu-rays from probably about the age, my youngest is 12 to 63. But knowingly 20 to 63, I've met that know that they are a Blu-ray. Now, there's also Blu-ray indigos, but they're a little bit different. The indigo's here to expose the belly of the beast. Like, they're the ones that are out there, like, screaming about these shots, about transhumanism, about, you know, like my friend Matt says, the not milks, you know, the fake reality out there, the fake reality construct of fear, you know, the M's. Now, the M's, I was involved in the deepest, darkest, remember, but I'm not here to expose them, not like that. I'm here to expose them personally and give them that tap on the shoulder, okay? So, we have soul contracts that involve persecution, tons of illness, trauma, and mystery illness. Most of us have a mystery illness. Mine is like some autoimmune disorder, but it involves my stomach. It's always my stomach. They've even taken my gallbladder. They've taken my uterus, like, because they don't know. Because I have a mystery illness. I'm a Blu-ray, and I can't. And I've had 4 C-sections. I have stomach issues. I can't stand surgeries. Like, but this was all before I knew. So this is all to transform the dense to light. Okay, so we have transmuter energy, and what that means is it's that alchemical shit. It means that we can take the darkest and turn it to light, and with the very frequencies we hold, our light codes. We do this with our words, okay? We do this with our thought portaling. We do this with a one-on-one process. By showing a mirror, holding a hand, giving support, educating. So we mostly hold jobs that we feel we can hold space for this process to occur. Okay, well, I wrote that down, yes, but it's every job we go to. If you're a Blu-ray, you know this. You always end up, you think you're working a little job at a supermarket, and before you know it, you are there to hold the space because there's about to be a huge change, and you are supposed to help prepare and hold hands for everybody, transmute the dark, observe, and we do it with anyone that comes into our energy field by any way necessary. But it's mostly mirror, reverse, and support. I like to call it mirror, reverse, support. But it's like much deeper than that. There's a simple way. So if you feel you're a mirror, you may be a Blu-ray. We're sensitive souls. We can tune in as if we are watching the memory or movie right in front of us. Hi, good morning. So it's a blessing and a curse. So energies, chemicals, noises, this is why we crave the outdoor, and we eat very clean because we're very sensitive. The sensitivity to others' energies, which are called emotions, their energy field, is the way that we transmute, is the way that we do our work, is the way that we're very strong alchemicalists from the seventh dimension. But it's also a very big nuisance. I just got a microwave last year, and that was for my twin flame. I always say machines hate me. They always break on me. If you're a Blu-ray, machines probably don't like you. That's because that's not human, and that's what we're here to keep restored, the human DNA. Let's see. So the intensity of the emotions activates and enhances intuitive abilities. So allowing us to portal realms beyond normal human experiences. Okay, so the more emotions you feel, like I used to feel some certain way about crying all the time. But the problem is if you stay in it too long. But it's like the more emotions you have, the more it enhances your intuitive abilities, and it's true. Like, remember in Fight Club when he just couldn't sleep because he couldn't cry, but when he cried, he slept like a baby, and then he became addicted? Yeah. So, kind of something like that. So, we're initiators and activators. We trigger people. So, if you trigger people, you're always like, why do people just, like, what is the problem? Especially in places with people where there's a lot of dark. Lots of dark. You're triggering people. But you can trigger for the positive as well. I mean, you could trigger something in them, and now they're like, oh, is this a muse? Okay, let me follow. So we're able to read situations deeply, or through, like, our very own presence, or in the presence of you. The Blu-ray violet we carry activates people with this light. So a lot of us are drawn to Saint Germain. So if you're drawn to Saint Germain, you feel like your aura is blue-violet ray. So basically, the light that we carry activates people automatically, which brings up shadows to be purified. Okay, so remember, mirror, reverse, support, right? It says that they talk about mirror. It's like, I already talked about it. Okay. Okay, so we are strong intuitives, okay? We have oracular abilities. I use that word because it means hard to interpret, cannot be defined. We are not a concept. People cannot fit you in a box if you are a Blu-ray. You have oracular abilities, okay? You have X-ray vision. You can see right through the bullshit. Before the Blu-ray comes back online, people say activated, I say back online. This intuition is still there, but it doesn't become claircognizant yet, okay? Just starts off a little bit, oh, I'm an empath, I'm this, you know how it goes. Like, if you're a Blu-ray and you feel like you're an empath, like, you might be more than an empath. okay? You might be a Hyoka empath, like the strongest. But as we grow stronger over time, as we meditate, we pray, we ruminate, we take care of our mind, our body, we have to remove all synthetic chemicals from our diet. I was so sick. Remember I told you guys they took my gallbladder, I diagnosed me with an autoimmune, and still I had to change my diet. I have to eat clean. It took me, I've been on this journey for 15 years. I don't eat meat, and I try to eat as clean as possible. Most days I just fast. I've gotten to the point where, remember when Christ said, I have food you know nothing about? Well, I'll be joking with my twin flame all the time. I'll be like, I have food you know nothing. I'll be like, you hungry? So yeah, so that's where the phantom diseases come in. We have these phantom diseases, right? I feel like my phantom diseases forced me, or not forced me, it was like part of my boot camp, so I could see what's truly going on in these hospitals, with birth certificates, with social, with all kinds of things, how they take the whole process. I was just like, luckily I was awake enough, because when I get in places like that, they just like to drug you out, you know. And they gave me 4 C-sections. They knew what they were doing. So we feel we need to be alone frequently. If you feel you need to be alone frequently, until I came into union with my twin flame, until I surrendered, I thought that I had to just, like, I struggled with it for years. Like, I just can't live with anybody. Nope. No one will understand. Why would they? It's my journey. They won't even understand, you know. So I, you know, I feel comfortable waking up in my own energy. But sometimes, like, you know, if I stay with him, if I feel that way and I need time alone, I'll come on the couch. I'll go in the other room. I'll go outside, you know. He's a Blu-ray. You can still live with people and still, you know, alchemize, and, you know, and there's reasons for us needing to live alone, you know. So, you know, but I've had people with gifts stay at my house, like my son's friend, and tap into me while I'm sleeping, into my frequency, and scared as hell, you know. So we're highly sensitive. This is why we need to be alone frequently. Highly sensitive, right? We can transmute the densest, darkest energies, right? On others, like nothing, like at this point, you know. And it's like, and sometimes we'll be working without knowing, you know, like we're passing that energy on with the work we did with somebody previously. Like, if we don't find somewhere to transmute and push that outside energy out, right? So if we don't rest for another mission, you know, we must be alone with our souls to release outside frequencies so we could really feel ourselves and ground appropriately. That is however you ground. So how I ground as a Blu-ray is I literally ground. I go outside, I walk my dog constantly. I love my feet in the grass. I like my tea. I like fresh water. I love being around plants. I love taking care of plants. You know, I listen to a lot of Ram Dass, a lot. He's just so sensual. I listen to a lot of Blu-ray frequency. I listen to a lot of Beethoven. I believe it's, I don't know what symphony it is, but Bashar or Daryl said that something about, there's a symphony that helps awaken you or align you, or I'll get back to you guys on that one. So if this is something that resonates with you, you may be a Blu-ray. Connection to sound and music. Me and my twin flame, our love language together is music. Like music. Like he is the music. he plays music. You know, music for me, it's like, okay, so basically this is the truth about why the Bluerays love music and incorporate it. So wisdom keepers, that's us, who carry the keys to sacred geometry is sound. Our voice is light code, remember? Sound and sacred geometry are the same thing, just different perspectives, that's all. Like polarity. So the light codes we speak are activating codes of sacred geometry through sound. Most of the time, we gravitate to sound intentfully, okay? Especially if we're doing spiritual work with somebody, healing work. Singing, teaching, through speaking and bringing a vibrational tone through the throat center. Okay, remember we talked about the throat chakra? It's been closed for thousands of years. We'll talk about that. If you might have a little trouble with, but you feel a resistance, like you feel like you want to say something, you have something important to say, but you feel resistance, and you have the need to speak out, and this has been your entire life, you may be a Blueray. You gravitate towards healing, teaching, writing, or medicine. Mine's natural medicine. It could be any form of medicine. The Blueray communicates the violet ray as a spiritually refined gift. I also listen to the Saint Germain, like they have the frequencies on YouTube as well. Those are very cool, and they help me relax. We feel the need to teach as our role on the planet. I must teach someone how to care for self and others. So, like I said, you're a walking testimony. You might be the only book somebody reads, right? So, in about 20 years, I see myself writing books on all of these things we're talking about right now and more, and especially self-care. I have something in the works right now, that is going to be huge. I can't wait to tell you guys about, but I can't until they say don't let anybody know until it's set in stone, and there's other sayings too, but we won't get too biblical or religious or anything like that. So we have to teach people how to care for self, others, animals, and we have to set the record straight. I do. I have to set the record straight. No more lies, no more. That's why I'm, trying to not even define, redefine, undefine, and tell y'all what it really is so you can think about it, we love speaking on spiritual subjects, and we love observing and critiquing, making sure people are putting out the correct gnosis. We do this in many ways. Sometimes it's very unconventional. Just like they say that the Bluerays came to the Egyptians. They did this, they said, I don't know how many, 45,000 years ago, or was it 11? I don't know. Either way, it was to set the record straight, to be this is what it is, I went back in a story with you guys yesterday, from millions of years ago. So the seventh density returns always, because we are the keepers of the sacred geometry, God's language. So the unconventional ways that I speak of, no lies, no bullshit, and hurt kids or elderly, injustice. I was arrested before for trying to shut down a cop bar who was speaking very nastily about hanging people from trees. And I was recently trying to shut down a place called The Connection in Niagara Falls that were abusing children through this transgender shit. And the next day the windows got broken, so I backed off of that. So I did not do that. I don't know nothing about that. I'm just, word traveled. This is the internet. But like I said, things happen in unconventional ways. That could have been a catalyst. My voice, the truth. Somebody, one of their children could have been hurt, and boom, they were just you know what, we're doing this. And where I live, like, you know, you don't call the police unless you have to. So, Blu-rays that shut down their gift have a resistance to communicating. Remember we were talking about that, the throat chakra? Until the trauma we carry is integrated and healed. Okay, so until I was integrated and healed enough, I was integrated with my twin flame and I was healed enough, then I became very comfortable communicating my throat chakra, because we were very persecuted, and we have to get over that obstacle of people. Like, people are gonna come at us. Like, we're talking some new shit. We're talking some shit that's gonna catalyze change, evolution, revolution. Like, it's scary things. People don't like change. It's the unknown for them. It's the void. So, and if they've never experienced it, I mean, I tell people, if the truth scares you, I'm going to scare the shit out of you. So if you're a Blu-ray and you be scaring the shit out of people, whew. Animals. We love animals. We see a soul. Every Blu-ray has a little beast if we become too alone. And she's like a wolfhound. Oh my god. She's a Labradoodle wolfhound. She was the last one left. Got her on a farm. Like some fucking Stark shit from Game of Thrones. We are connected to other ascended masters. Yeshua, Sananda, Master R, Master G, even Plato, John the Baptist. If you would, you know, I really loved his message. You know, I wonder what the true message was. And also archangels, because I feel I'm an angelic. So if you're connected to any of these ascended masters, you may be a Blu-ray. Once the Hyoka medicine healer of the violet Blu-ray wakes up, our connection to other star systems and other origins as well, we get really, like, we're always connected to the ancient civilizations, ancient rituals, cultures, and unfortunately the religions too, yes, in every aspect, very connected. But once that Hyoka comes back online, we don't even feel like we belong here. Like, we know we don't belong here now. Now we've always, if you're a Blu-ray, you've always felt like this isn't home. Like, you didn't come here to stay. Nothing's home but your twin flame, or like your comfort within yourself, or living out your purpose. You can spot us. We look reserved, a little mysterious, and at first very quiet, but we're being very observant. We're reading the room. Reading the energy. Feeling. Knowing what's theirs, what's ours. When we activate or come online, this attunes to our core. This is like our core essence, right? So like hobbies, careers, love lives, they get disrupted, right? Because we were living as other beings. Now we tap into what our spirit, our Blu-ray intends, and it's like, whoa. Like, and I don't want to bring up Christ again, but I have to, because remember when Christ said you're going to have to hate your family, you're going to have to, it's not, it wasn't like literal. Like, now you know, if you're a Blu-ray, you're going to be a totally different person when you come back online. So we are born into abusive, neglectful homes, not enlightened whatsoever. So not enlightened means not conscious, means opposite is narcissism. Can't think outside yourself, outside of anything, no, outside of cognitive dissonance. So you're not conscious. But there's a reason for that. This is because we come to heal and transform that family and genetic damage. All of that, all those DNA bloodlines, like, we're getting it all. So the emotional trauma must be dealt with first. Our emotional trauma must be dealt with first. If you got to get away from those people, like, if you just got to get away, I suggest it as a Blu-ray. If you feel like you have emotional trauma, you were never loved, you were neglected, you're true family, biological family is not your family, stop chasing them. There's not anything wrong with you at all. In my case, I have no family left besides my mother, and her mind is fragmented, and she was my handler. So I have soul family, I have my twin flame. My soul family are my children, and 2 others, and my twin flame. So if you have always felt like your biological family is not yours, you may be a Blu-ray. You've been the black sheep, you haven't fit in, you've always been attacked, you have one in the family that really comes for you. Especially you are a very powerful old soul. Like if you have one that's coming for you, like you have a torturer, like like they want to see you like go down, man. So we're peacemakers, bridge gappers, I like to say. So this is interesting, this juxtaposition thing. I want to talk about this. So a juxtaposition is defined as 2 things happening at once. So simultaneously, okay, kind of like the same thing happening simultaneously. So a few things can happen with the Blu-ray. So if you're a Blu-ray, you may always find yourself in a juxtaposition position. In my personal opinion, it's because we have to do work in the etheric realm, and we have like alchemize, and we have to as well be in the 3D. We have to have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Be in the world, but not of it. All right. So our experiences, things that happen, can always be explained away because there's 2 simultaneous things happening at the same time, right? So we can also do work in other realms while being in the physical body. Like that's just what it is, you know, that's the good part of it. So I'll talk about juxtaposition in a minute again, but I want to talk about overcoming the backlash and doubt because I mentioned that before. If you get a lot of backlash and doubt, that is, you know, like test it. Like you go on Facebook and, you know, you like always get opposition. You're always opposed. You're going to do something new, and they're like, no, you can't do it. Like when I started welding, everybody was like, you're going to be a welder? You can't be a welder. You can't do that. Okay. So our energy field, this comes with our air, our aura. It either makes them love us or hate us, especially if we use our voice. Either way, we're activating. Remember, we're pulling out that shadow. Who wants to see their shadow in you? Because remember, mirror, support, reverse. It's tough. We absorb wisdom like friggin' Edward Casey from everywhere. Like everywhere. I think they call it not osmosis. It might be called osmosis, but it's like we're absorbing like from everywhere. Like, and the more intuitive, the stronger we become as Blu-rays, the claircognizance is just like, people are like, well, how did you connect A to Z? And it's like, I just know. Like, I say Edward Casey because Edward Casey used to sleep on books, and then in the morning he claimed to, and a lot of people have claimed this, a lot of M's have said this as well, and mystics. So our unique frequency or energy field attracts projections, dark forces, unconscious behaviors, so channeling someone's energy, right? So if you don't have control of your channeling abilities, or you don't know what is their energy and yours, this means that you are going to trigger unconscious wounds from past lives, okay? We have thousands, all right? Now, when this happens, people are going to ask you what's wrong. You know, this could be a juxtaposition situation. You know, let's say that you didn't want to go to work that day, or somebody thought you didn't want to go to work, and you're already kind of like feeling like, like I don't want to go to work or whatever, and then you are triggered like from a past life and it comes out as anxiety, because we lie. We say nothing's wrong or it's anxiety. Oh, you just don't want to go to work, or like that's what I meant by how that part of the juxtaposition could be explained away. We just keep it to ourselves. We've learned to keep it to ourselves, and that's why this channel has been so useful, because it's helping me exercise my throat chakra, you know, get this info out here, get it out here. So there are specific themes of transmutation or alchemy that we work on. Specific. I tell people, until or unless you are mad at every injustice, we can't be friends. We don't pick and choose. Injustice is injustice. So we will transmute injustice, forsakenness, persecution, sorrow, betrayal, and torture. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the juxtaposition a little bit more in detail, since we already have a little bit of a understanding on what it is. So through the juxtaposition, or it could be called a soul retrieval. All right, now this is serious. All right, this is why portaling and learning how to use your mind as a time machine is very important. Okay, we can consciously grasp the original trauma while simultaneously having an experience that disconfirms the initial pain. Okay, so we were betrayed, but the other party has their own story. Okay, we felt sorrow, but we can be having the best time, and it's always explained away as mental illness. The juxtaposition involves us engaging the visceral body, okay, and rewriting neural networks. See my video on quantum jump healing with your twin flame. It does, and there's more, but that one is like fast. People in my comments had all these different names and different healing. Check the comments out. They have the info. They have all the info. But that's what I do. I quantum jump. And bodily memory to transmute past life trauma. It's challenging, but we must do this to grow. So this is why I stressed in one of my first videos was about the law of becoming one and how to do it if you're a Blu-ray. Because this is how you're going to have a soul retrieval, okay? And you're going to be able to know the juxtaposition, okay? Forget everybody explaining it away. You know, that's just one of the themes that I wanted to bring up, that, you know, because it may indicate that you're a Blu-ray. But just remember that it involves engaging and rewriting our neural networks, rewriting the story, okay? I was Monica for how many years until the Blu-ray came back online. But we must do this to grow. So overall, that was my list. It's about 33 minutes long. I really hope this is a good revised list. I'm going to watch it, see how it goes, and we'll go from there. But if you resonate, let me know in the comments. And thank you guys again. Have a beautiful, peaceful, loving, lightful day.